Waleta. In this lesson, we'll be talking about a new construction, the genitive of possession. The genitive of possession simply shows a person or thing which possesses another noun. It's basically the same as an English apostrophe S or S apostrophe. So for instance, if we wanted to talk about the poet's book, poets is possessive, so we would simply put that into the genitive starting with our stem, poet, and then adding our genitive singular ending, ae. The word book, on the other hand, would not change form. So for instance, if we wanted to say, the boy's sword is in a field, we would start by finding our verb and double underlining it. We would parenthesize that prepositional phrase, in a field. We would underline sword as the subject, because it's the sword which is in the field, not the boy, and that boy, apostrophe S, is possessive, and so we are going to star it. That's a new diagramming thing that we're going to do, is star genitives. We'll start by translating the verb, est. We'll translate in a field with in agro, because it is a location, so it's ablative of place where. The sword is our subject, so it'll be in the nominative case, gladius. And finally, we'll use the word puer for boy. We'll find the stem, puer, and then we'll add that genitive ending, a long I. So our final sentence would be pueri, genitive, gladius est in agro. The boy's sword is in a field. Notice that while word order in Latin is flexible, we're going to try to keep that genitive next to whatever it's possessing. So if we had the sentence, servus agricolae est in agro, where agricolae as a genitive could be possessing either the servus or the agro in theory, making it either the farmer's slave or the farmer's field, we're going to assume that it's possessing whatever it's next to. So since it's next to the servus, that means that it's the farmer's slave, not the farmer's field. Also with the genitive of possession, we could typically translate it one of two ways. We could either translate it with an apostrophe S if it's singular, or an S apostrophe if it's plural. We could also translate it using the English preposition of. This makes sense because in English, if we said the boy's sword, this would be the same as saying the sword of the boy. Both of these phrases indicate that the boy possesses a sword, and both would be translated into Latin the same way. It just means that when we have the of the boy phrase, we'll have to also ignore the of when we translate it. So each of these would still translate to Latin as pueri gladius or gladius pueri. We could put it in either order since Latin word order is flexible. Let's finish this lesson off by finding our best friends and then finding the constructions section at the bottom of the nouns side of the page. There, we'll fill in genitive of possession. Once we're done with that, we'll put it back in the protective sleeve and bring it with us to class tomorrow. Once we're done with that, we'll put it back in the protective sleeve and bring it with us to class the next time that we see each other, where we'll practice more. Waleta!